Michael Dokes, who cooks in and out of the ring. He can flambe fruit with his flaming right while nailing opponents with his darting left jab. 15 of Dokes' 26 wins have come by KO. And his last one, the 63-second upset of Michael Weaver, is a fight flamboyant Mike will never forget.
I think that the ref made the proper decision to stop the fight. As far as Weaver is concerned, I think he relied on his corner to give him some type of input on how to cause some type of discrepancy, bring up some kind of criticism in the fight. So I'm just taking it as it comes. As far as I'm concerned, I'm not insecure about it. I feel self-approval is the most important approval, and I am the champion of the world today.
Like Weaver's piano, Dokes' attraction to the culinary arts as a Fort Lauderdale restaurateur isn't at all becoming of past heavyweight champions.
I've been doing this since 1974. It's almost been 10 years of cooking. I started really when I was in the 6th grade, and I picked it back up as I got into high school. So I'm quite comfortable with it, and I own a restaurant myself, and I'm trying to start into a new one. So, you know, I have that background to become a chef or whatever in case of a knockdown or something. So, which God forbids anything like that, but it's always good to have something to fall back on.
Michael Dokes may be a dynamite chef, but he hopes that he doesn't have to enter that profession on a full-time basis after tonight's fight. He's been resting atop this boxing world for the last 5 months, and he hopes that he can remain there after this evening's fight.
Well, it certainly should be quite a battle here in the heat of the Las Vegas evening. The rematch of Dokes and Weaver. Weaver is in the ring. That's why we couldn't bring you Leandra Riley, but she will be in the crowd talking with the many celebrities, the many ex-fighters here to honor. Here's a man right now, Muhammad Ali, who's coming in with Michael Dokes, the new WBA champion. So Ali in Dokes' corner squarely. We'll be back with the WBA championship from Las Vegas, Nevada, right after this.
Bob, one point we can perhaps mention at this time when we talk about this fight is that Mike Weaver, in fact, once fought a New Zealander, didn't he?
Well, yes, I suppose we can claim him as a New Zealander. Way back in November '76, he knocked out young Sakona in America in the 6th round. He also, in '74, outpointed at Honolulu another Tongan fighter who has fought in New Zealand rings, Manny Barker. Good boxer, that Manny Barker, and so, you know, there's that connection, and that's when I first noticed Weaver's name, because Sakona was a very good heavyweight, and anyone who knocked him out in those days had to be very good and very promising.
That was pretty early on, though, in Weaver's career, though, before he really got to world championship status, wasn't it?
Yes, it was about a year later that all of a sudden he started winning fights against top men.
So it's Friday afternoon in Las Vegas, Nevada, not far from the start in the first of 2 heavyweight title fights this afternoon, brought to you in association with Qantas. Michael Dokes against Mike Weaver, the WBA championship. This over 15 rounds, and then coming up later this afternoon, WBC title. That's Larry Holmes against Tim Witherspoon.
Well, both guys are warmed up very well. I mean, the maneuver by Dokes' corner is pretty smart. The sun's going square into the face of Mike Weaver, which is a good maneuver because you want to get every edge you can. So I think they're both warmed up. I think they're both going to do their thing. And I'm looking for a very exciting first round.
So we now go to the ring announcer tonight, the veteran ring announcer, Mr. Jimmy Lennon.
Ladies and gentlemen, boxing fans, here we go. The demand rematch for the WBA World's Heavyweight Championship. 15 rounds of boxing, and bringing to your attention that the 3 knockdown rule is in effect. 3 knockdown rule is in effect. The officials at ringside. Judging at ringside from Orangeburg, New York, Harold Lederman. From New Jersey, judging is Larry Hazard. From Las Vegas, Jerry Roth. These 3 officials judging will decide the bout, conducting the bout, and to give instructions after the introductions will be from Los Angeles, Richard Steele. Charlie Roth and Jane Broadfoot, timekeepers at the bell. Physicians Homansky, Dr. Donald Romeo, and Dr. Larry Robbins in attention at ringside. Here we go again for the WBA Heavyweight Championship of the World, 15 rounds. Presenting the challenger, the former WBA boxing champion hailing from Diamond Bar, California, wearing red trunks with a white trim at 218.5 pounds, 16 knockouts in 24 great wins. Again, the former champion, Michael Weaver. Ladies and gentlemen, his opponent, the defending champion in this rematch from Akron, Ohio. He weighs in at 223 pounds, white trunks with a red trim. He is undefeated, having won 26 bouts. The undefeated defending champion of the world, Michael Dynamite Dokes. Referee Richard Steele now giving instructions.
Let me see y'all. Where's his mouth in? Okay, listen. I have gave both of you instructions in your dressing room, but I want to caution you now. Obey my commands at all times. When I say break, I want you to stop punching, take a step back. Shake hands. Good luck to both of you.
Both of them nose to nose in the center of the ring. And here is the story on these two. The 30-year-old Weaver trying to regain his title, 2 inches shorter than Michael Dokes and about 5 pounds lighter than Dokes, who looks a little bit soft to me. Not much difference in reach between the two. The referee is Richard Steele. Remember, it was the referee Joey Curtis who stopped the first meeting between the two back in December in just 63 seconds.
Michael Dokes is not looking for a long fight. He just took a swig of water, and he's sweating profusely already. You can see his belly, his muscle tone's not that good around the stomach. He hasn't been hitting that table.
Well, he may have to end this early because there will be a question of stamina on the part of Michael Dokes as this bout continues here tonight. The referee, Richard Steele, brings them together, and Weaver is the man who comes charging after Dokes to start this one off. Dokes forced a counter punch early in the round, but doing so beautifully. A good left thrown by Mike Weaver. Now an assault by Dokes, pounding Weaver as they're going to try to settle this thing in the first few seconds, it would appear. There's a left, 2 lefts catch Weaver. Weaver hurt by the second one, takes a right from Dokes. Dokes teeing off on him on the ropes just above us. Weaver started this. He flew out at Michael Dokes, but has paid the price ever since.
I felt that right away. They're both going to look to get it over with, and they both don't like each other, and they're looking bombs go away. And the one that lands with the flusher bomb is going to score the knockout.
Weaver was shaken by a couple of snapping left hooks thrown by Michael Dokes in the first 30 seconds.
But remember, the puncher is Weaver. Dokes is an arm banger. He doesn't let his whole full body go into the punch.
They look tired already as the pace slackens off a little bit now. No ring movement on the part of these two, leaning at each other, ready to pound away.
When you let punches like that go like that, Don, you got to ease up a little bit and say, wait a minute now, because in boxing, there is no extra gas tank. You got to look to go. If you're going to go to 15, you got to be ready to go there.
They are midway in the round, which means this rematch has lasted longer than the first fight at the stage.
There's no pleasantness going on in the ring. They're hitting each other in a break. They're throwing low blows. The Marquess of Queensberry rules is not being adhered to.
Not before or during this fight. No love lost here. Weaver and Dokes. Very open resentment toward each other for very obvious reasons. The events of last December right here in Las Vegas.
Very important first round because they're trying to establish the dominance right now. They're both landing low punches.
Dokes getting a good combination through a solid left thrown by Michael Dokes. He's getting the best of it here.
Faster hands,
enough early.
Faster hands, Don, are definitely Dokes. The puncher is Mike Weaver.
very interesting round. Started off furiously. They went to sleep for a while, came back. But the dominant pattern has been the left hand, certainly, of Michael Dokes that has scored time and time again and has hurt Weaver a couple of times.
His body shots are not doing Michael Dokes any good either, Don. He hit him a real good body shot, Mike Weaver. He landed it right down to that soft part of his belly.
That's right. That body is soft, and that will wear him down. That is Weaver's plan, to take this as long as he can, and he will gain momentum as he goes along. Just seconds remaining now in the first round. So they got
pre-takeoff fruit juice. Come and get it.
Weaver with an obvious advantage in the first round.
The heat Weaver's accustomed to, having been in South Africa. It's a very, very hot climate. And he's trained most of his time in California, Las Vegas. So he's accustomed to this heat. I don't know how the heat's going to treat Michael Dokes.
It may not do him very much good. Michael Dokes, remember, has never gone past 10 rounds. Weaver coming on now in the second round.
There goes that jab that Mike Weaver never used before. It's going to be a very interesting thing because he's already bloodied Mike Dokes' nose. The other interesting thing is a very slow ring because they painted that Budweiser sign in there and they use lead paint. So you may notice them during a fight where their feet will be sticking, but it makes no difference to either of these fights because they don't bounce around.
There is evidence of blood, as Angelo Dundee said, from the left nostril of Michael Dokes. Weaver appears to certainly have regained his composure here in the second round.
Well, that jab's a very important weapon for Weaver to set up his hooks in his right hand. He didn't use it naturally in the first fight and have a chance to.
Dokes, the outstanding amateur, turning professional, winning this title here a few months ago, trying to hang on to it here.
Neither fighter has any respect for themselves. You can notice that. They're both out there to do one thing, take each one out of there.
We're midway in the second round. It is scheduled for 15, the WBA Heavyweight Championship at stake. This unique card in Las Vegas. Both titles on the line today.
Watch your hands, watch your hands.
Michael's making the old type mistake, an amateur mistake, grabbing at his trunks and trying to pull him up. But maybe a couple of those shots are really hurting him downstairs.
Dokes making Weaver pay as Weaver plugs in on him. Now a combination by Weaver. Toe-to-toe, away they go again. You get the feeling this can't last terribly long.
Well, you don't know with these kind of fights. At the pace they're going, could very well go all night long. The heat's going to be a factor. I think that Weaver will take the heat better than anybody else down because I think Dokes is not ready for a hot time fight in the Old Town tonight.
30 seconds left of the second round. Certainly more muscle tone evident on Weaver's body than we see on Michael Dokes tonight.
He's got muscles coming out of his toenails, Don.
Superbly conditioned for this. Takes that wicked left hook from Dokes again. Leans on him. Works to the body. Throws a good right, Weaver does. And body shots from Dokes. The overhand right thrown by Michael Dokes.
One, two. Make it one round apiece at the moment?
Yes, I think Weaver probably edged that second round with these left jabs. But my word, very, very punishing first round. They really hurt one another. And I think it gave them both a fright. But Weaver's got that puncher's chance, and he has got a devastating right hand. So it's still anyone's bout.
Right. Back live now to the Dunes Country Club, live for round 3.
That's what I mean by being an arm puncher. And if looks could hurt, when Mike Weaver looked at Dokes walking back to the corner, he would have scored a knockdown.
Oh, they are scowling at each other into the third round. Dokes certainly showing more respect for Weaver than he did in round 1. Weaver coming on more and more, and you get the feeling he's building confidence as he goes.
What Dokes trying to do is trying to lure him into counter punches, and Weaver's trying to offset him with the left jab, which is a good maneuver, because the left hand set up everything.
This has the makings of an excellent matchup. as they will finally decide which really is the better of the two men. Obviously, 63 seconds didn't do it. We're going to find out here tonight. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you're looking in this evening from Las Vegas.
Those trunks of Dokes has got a little too tight on him. He keeps trying to stretch him. It'd be a mistake to be grabbing on him because he could get nailed.
Snapped 3 rights, missed the last one, aimed at Weaver's head. Chopping right thrown by Mike Weaver. Head to head they go.
I was talking to Jerry Coetzee. He said, boy, that Mike Weaver can punch. If Mike Dokes keeps throwing low blows, I think he's going to hit him in the kneecap. But they've been hitting each other low, both guys.
Weaver winced a few seconds ago. We're midway on the round. He caught one from Dokes. Good left thrown by Mike Weaver. He's scoring well now with either hand. Coming from off the ropes.
Weaver's very dangerous in close because he throws the shorter punches. So Michael Dokes would do well not to get stake around those clinchers because he's going to get nailed.
No question the greater hand speed belongs to Weaver.
But Don, you notice when Dokes throws punches, he puts both feet together, nullifying any power in his punches. They're straight across instead of keeping his left foot in the pocket. You'll notice when he gets in the punches, both feet are together.
A lot of solid blows, no devastating blows so far between these two. And that's the average, how long these fighters have gone in their careers. So certainly as it goes on, Weaver has the experience and endurance.
Well, we're going to find out this fight who's the better conditioned guy because it's going to be survival of the fittest.
Less than 30 seconds remaining here in this third round. The fight just about even at this point.
Watch your head, watch your head.
See the feet come up?
Yep.
2 feet.
5 seconds to go in the third round.
Michael Dokes is going back to the corner blowing. Now, they shouldn't be blowing third round. Now, I hope to God that, he realized what a title means to a fighter.
There was always the danger that it happened too easily for him in December, and that would affect his training coming into this rematch.
No, there's no shortcuts in boxing. You got to do it the right way or not do it at all.
Watch your head. Work it out.
Don Chevrier along with Angelo Dundee, the veteran fight trainer at ringside here in the fourth round, scheduled for 15, the WBA Heavyweight Championship at stake. Michael Dokes, Mike Weaver.
Don, they got no trouble knowing who's Angelo and who's Don. You got the great voice. I'm just here having some fun.
But you got the experience, the expertise.
I tell you, they're looking to hit each other with a sucker shot, and they're trying to work into it. Weaver is more perceptive with a left jab. I think Dokes is trying to take a breather. I think it's a mistake.
You can't take time off in here. There appears to be less and less sting from Dokes' punches as we go along, more and more from Mike Weaver. Halfway in the fourth round. Remember, the line was, the longer it goes, the more it favors Mike Weaver. Angelo Dundee called Weaver to win it before this fight began.
Well, it's not over. I mean, I've been wrong so many times it frightened me. But I felt all things taken into consideration, and Michael Dokes thinking he can get the guy out there anytime he wants to. It's a mistake because two things don't happen at the same time. Lightning don't strike twice in boxing.
A minute left in this, the fourth round. Angelo Dundee, you have said so often, it's not what happens to a man after he wins. A good right, 2 rights by Weaver. Left hook by Dokes blocked. Now Dokes counter-punching very well. We'll get back to that point of yours in a moment as the action picks up here. Chopping right hand thrown by Weaver, missing with the uppercut. Dokes missing with the right, then the left. Less than 30 seconds to go on the round, but it's not what happens to a man when he wins. It's how he reacts after he loses.
That's right.
Weaver's coming through very well.
You got to be able to handle it. You got to be able to realize what it means to you.
All right, there's a caution now from the referee, Richard Steele, to Dokes about one of many low blows we have seen tonight. Less than 10 seconds remaining in this, the fourth round.
All right, wait, step back,
And that'll take care of round 4.
He's got drive.
Round coming up here, and on my scorecard, I've got Weaver ahead, taking 3 of the first 4 rounds, but I don't judge this fight. A couple of low blows came into play. First, Weaver throwing one, and then in retaliation, Dokes coming back with a low blow of his own. So we come to round 5, approaching the 1/3 mark of the scheduled 15 rounds. 5th round underway. As Angelo Dundee stated earlier, Dokes backpedaling now, hoping to trap Weaver. Starts some counter-punching. He's done that effectively. That was a good right thrown by Michael Weaver.
That left hook really hurt. The right wasn't that dangerous, but the left hook to the body really was dangerous. And what they've been doing, they're putting a lot of ice water down Michael Dokes' trunks because he's really blowing right now, and he's walking back to his corner like it's the last mile. There's no reason for him because he's a young kid, and I'm surprised the way he's reacting.
Just 24 years of age. The heat's certainly taking more of a toll on him. He's in here at 223, heavier than he wanted to be. Weaver at 218.5, as we have stated, looks superbly conditioned for this rematch.
I tell you, if all don't go well tonight for Michael Dokes, I guarantee he won't have Dom Perignon and whiskey for the pressmen when they come into his press headquarters. Because they tell me he lives a real good style. But you can't do that as a fighter. You got to live the clandestine type of style.
He's a gourmet cook, Dokes is. Maybe paying the price for such a hobby right now, although we have a long way to go yet. But again, that could be the problem for Dokes the longer this fight continues. He is in the role of a backpedaling counterpuncher much of the way now in this 5th round. And you can just sense the confidence that Weaver is building as each round continues past the midway mark of this, the 5th.
Michael's fighting Dokes. Michael Dokes fighting the right kind of fight, backing off, giving him angles, the way he can't put too much power in his punches, making him reach. So Michael Dokes is fighting a good fight right now, the kind of fight he has to fight to beat Mike Weaver.
The first time, some 5 months ago, it was all over in 63 seconds. Weaver caught flat-footed, was down once. Referee Joey Curtis finally stopped the fight a minute to go in this 5th round. Weaver thought it was unfair. He said he wasn't hurt and could have continued. But, of course, after ring deaths that preceded that bout here only a month before, the referee was being very, very cautious. That's the rematch, which you're watching right now. Trace of blood around the nostrils of Michael Dokes that has been there for the last 3 or 4 rounds. Less than 25 seconds to go here in the 5th.
Weaver's got to pick up the pace. He just caught a thumb in his left eye.
2 good jabs thrown by Dokes with the left hand. Both got through. In Las Vegas.
Weaver, when he went back to his corner, was complaining to his corner that he's getting thumbed. I don't see anybody go over to the referee and tell him he's getting thumbed. Because when that happens, you got to go over and tell the referee and caution him.
You picked it up in that 5th round. Weaver took the thumb in the eye. Again, Dokes using that jab, backs out of the way of the right body punch thrown by Weaver. It was Mike Weaver who, against Johnny Tate, needed a knockout in the 15th round to win and got one. Dropping Tate flat on his face to win that one.
It's very interesting, Don. We're backing up, fighting counter fight, switching. The other guy's fighting with aggression. Now, this is an interesting point for the judges. Who's winning the round? Because aggression is Weaver. Counter punching is Dokes. Now, maybe one good shot in this type of a round could be the answer of who won the round.
It depends on your scoring philosophy, I would think.
Yes.
As to how you approach a fight, how you go about scoring it.
I wouldn't want to be a judge, Don, because it's a very intricate, tough job. But they got some great ones. These three judges they had tonight are real good ones.
Harold Letterman from New York, Larry Hazard from New Jersey, and Jerry Roth from Nevada are the three ringside judges. The 3 knockdown rule is in effect. Midway in the 6th round. We have had no knockdowns to this point.
Michael Weaver's waiting a little too long. He's not going to hit nobody, trying to set up for one punch. He's got to go off his jab, let the shots go. And what Dokes is doing is keeping them off balance. That's the whole battle plan is working.
Good left thrown by Weaver there. A minute to go in the 6th round now. And there is the knockout ratio. Dokes 55.5%. Of course, he has won a lot of his fights that way, and there is question. He has to go 10 or longer as to how much stamina Dokes will have. Remember, 10 rounds has been his limit so far.
Michael Dokes still looks to grab his trunks. He's going to get nailed with a left hook one time because he grabs his trunks with his right hand.
You're right, that is an amateur trick, which could backfire on him. 15 seconds to go on the round. Weaver disputes on coming, and Dokes ever so slowly backpedaling in a circular fashion around this Las Vegas ring.
Before your first...
Red Fox, the man who made Sanford & Son, is a very popular man on the strip. But when it comes to the boxing circle, Red, you are a very serious man. Your thoughts so far on this Dokes-Weaver fight?
Well, I think so far it's about even, you know, really. If I know both of the guys, I'm afraid to make any kind of decision. I just like both of them, you know.
All right, they're back in the ring.
I'm betting on the black guy.
Betting on the black one. Okay, you heard it first from Red Fox. Don?
Well, that's about as much as the clues we have as to who's going to win this fight right now. This title is up for grabs. Round number 7.
I'm not afraid to take a pick. The guy with the red glove.
Dokes continues to back around and look out that left, which has been a very effective punch for him to jab as he goes. He got 2 in right there on Weaver.
Michael Dokes is grabbing the ropes every chance he got. He's looking to rest in those clinches. It's dangerous to try to rest in clinch because you're liable to catch a punch. What he's doing is you keep moving. Maybe the stamina's not there to keep moving because it takes a lot of effort to keep moving.
He's not exactly sprinting around this ring, but the movement has got to wear him down.
Sure. It's easier going forward than going back. Different types of muscles down, different times of movement.
It is so hot here that it's taking a toll on everybody, certainly these 2 men in the ring, but more so on Michael Dokes, it would appear. 90 degrees at fight time here in Las Vegas tonight.
The referee almost got himself knocked down that last clinch because Weaver let go with a shot. He almost wasn't in the way of it.
Referee Richard Steele has his hands full with these 2 midway in the 7th round.
Michael Dokes is very tired. He just fell in that time and grabbed Weaver. You know, when you grab like that, you're liable to catch a punch. But both hands are extended. You're not in the punching position.
There's a mouse under the left eye of Michael Weaver. That's the only mark he has to show. Dokes has had trickles of blood from his nose throughout this fight. Less than a minute to go in the 7th round now. Dokes continues to jab as he backs up.
Dokes' hands going further down all the time, and Weaver's trying to take advantage of it by nailing him a left hook in close.
Weaver playing the waiting game. And Dokes may be running out of time in terms of stamina. At right, partially blocked by Weaver. 30 seconds now to go in the round, number 7. Weaver content to stand on the ropes, the closing seconds of this 7th round. Now, good combination from Dokes as they come off the ropes. Effective punches by Michael Dokes. At the bell to end round 7.
Save big money now in the good... From 1.5 to 40 tons. Isuzu trucks from your General Motors dealer.
Bear in mind again that Michael Dokes has not gone beyond 10 rounds. It will be put to a test of stamina as this fight continues.
They're using plenty of water in Michael Dokes' corner, Don, and it's completely wet there now. If anybody goes into that corner, liable to slip because it doesn't actually go into the canvas because you have insulate padding underneath.
I have got Weaver slightly ahead at this stage into the early seconds of round number 8. How about you, Angelo Dundee?
I got it very close. It's all according to what the eyes of the beholder. And everybody looks at the fight differently. Aggression, the best punches, the stronger punches. You don't know. Stronger punches, Mike Weaver. Aggression, Mike Weaver. Counter punching very well, Michael Dokes.
Let me ask you this. You picked Weaver to win. Is he on the right path toward that victory as far as you're concerned?
Well, Weaver just got a cut eye. You never know in a fight. I mean, everybody's got, entitled to their opinion. My opinion is that Weaver would win it. He wants it more. And Michael hasn't been, hitting the ball like he should as a fighter.
Now there's blood from beside the right eye of Mike Weaver. A mouse under the left we saw earlier. Now a trace of blood beside the other eye. Blood from the nostrils of Michael Dokes still evident.
That nosebleed is bothering the heck out of Michael because he's breathing from his mouth. You can see how he's sucking for air as he's going back, which is dangerous because if you got your mouth wide open, you're liable to catch a shot. Voila, crack jaw.
We are past the midway mark of the 8th round. It is scheduled for 15. Remember, WBA championship at stake. And anybody's fight to this point. Later on, we've got Greg Page, Ronaldo Snipes, and then the WBC champion, Larry Holmes, will defend against young Tim Witherspoon. Now, more evidence of blood emanating from beside the right eye of Mike Weaver. Referee trying to wrestle them apart in the final minute of this 8th round. Richard Steele has been a very diligent, alert referee, no question of that.
Michael Dokes
again.
Getting hurt, Don, with those body shots. He got hit a right hand to the body. He reacted kind of funny. Picked up his right leg, and I didn't like the way he reacted.
Weaver flicking out the left jab. And that cut, it would appear, is well away from the eye of Mike Weaver. There's puffiness and blood on the right side, the mouse under the left eye, but nothing that serious, it would seem.
Michael Dokes is getting hurt with those body shots. I don't like the way he reacted, the way he picked up his leg, and the way he's hanging in there. That's unnatural for a young kid.
The breathing is bothering him more and more because of the blood from the nose. You can see that now as we're down to the final 5 seconds of this, the 8th round, scheduled for 15. A left from Dokes.
1, 2, 3.
So he's asking for a little stick. Before we had a little ball in the fight, you remember?
Cut appears to be, far enough away from the eye to concern the referee at this stage. And here is Dokes throwing one of the punches that did some damage to the face of Mike Weaver as he now has a mouse under one eye and this cut, which they have cleaned up for the time being, beside the right eye. Round number 9.
The cut is not in a dangerous spot.
No.
It's under the right eye to the outside of the right eye. They're not the dangerous type. The only thing about blood, Don, Dokes sees the blood on Michael Weaver. Therefore, he figures, hey, he's got a shot to worsen the cut, and end the contest a little early.
That's encouragement for him as the blood becomes evident again beside the right eye of Weaver. Again, we state it is not a serious cut at this point. But it does offer encouragement for Michael Dokes.
Don, we can easily say that the pace has not picked up, right?
It has not picked up. In fact, the only brisk pace happened in the first 30 seconds of round number 1. It was Weaver, though, who flew at Dokes and was hurt a couple of times, I thought. Paid a price for it.
Dokes is grabbing in the clinches, and he's paying for it because Weaver's pulling him towards him and nailing punches. So his hands should be up in the clinches and not be catching because he's grabbing too much.
Dokes has got to be concerned about the breathing problem caused by blood from his right nostril. It's been around all fight. And, of course, the fact he has moved around in a reverse direction so much, that's got to be tiring, too. Not to mention the arm weariness he must be feeling out of this heat of a Las Vegas evening, midway in the 9th round.
I think Dokes just sustained the cut. I just saw a blood spurt. I don't know.
Maybe from the nose. More evident now than before from the right nostril of Michael Dokes. That's more of a little welt, a little slit under Weaver's eye than a dangerous cut on his part. A minute to go on the round. Dokes hanging on again.
The fatigue of Dokes is very evident. I mean, he's grabbing, he's holding. You know, he's doing everything. No, he's
wait a minute. There is a cut now. We can see it. It's under Dokes' left eye. He takes a snapping right. Counter punching the body of Mike Weaver. But Weaver stung him with that right and comes after him to inflict more.
He just got hurt with that right hand, Don. He almost went down with it. If he'd have hit him with that right hand, he'd been down.
30 seconds to go. Brisk action here in round number 9. Ducking low. Dokes rips the right. Now the left. The left hook by Mike Weaver. 15 seconds to go on the round.
See, Weaver keep fighting his regular pace.
Steady and sure. Left hook he throws. At the bell to win round 9.
Fight between Dokes and Weaver. Bob Jones, how do you see it?
I've got Weaver marginally in front, and more importantly, he's coming on strong. Dokes, an arrogant sort of an attitude. He's obviously not as fit as he should be, and he should never have mixed it at the beginning and carried on mixing it into the second round. And he's paying for it now.
Back to Las Vegas, live for round 10. Dokes against Weaver, the WBA title fights.
Round 10 underway.
The second Bill Present did a real good job on the cut. He's a very good cut man, and you can hardly see where the cut was.
Again, neither cut serious. Weaver's right eye and Dokes' left. Weaver wades in with a body shot. Flicks the right up to the face of Michael Dokes. Then the left hand. Weaver scoring more frequently as Dokes' fatigue intensifies.
And he's looking to grab. Dokes is looking to grab him when he comes in. You can't do that with a puncher like Michael Weaver because he's got his hands free. He can nail you a good punch in close because he is the shorter puncher.
Dokes' hands getting lower and lower again. Weaver had to survive the early rounds and has done that successfully. Now, taking the fight to Dokes as we progress into this, the 10th round. Scheduled for 15, the WBA Championship in the heavyweight division at stake here in Las Vegas.
Now, you know, this is where you separate the men from the boys from the 10th to the 15th round. This is going to be a tough fight all the way. And I think Michael Dokes is definitely getting hurt with the punches more because he is fatigued.
Halfway in the 10th round. We thought it would either be a very short fight or a very long one, and we're certainly on the long side now. But as you saw Dokes stunned by Weaver's right back in that 9th round. You've seen Weaver hurt earlier in this fight. Either man with the capability of ending at the 4:15.
Dokes a very tired young man. He's just looking to grab and hold and rest. Doing it that way, running in with his head, he's going to get nailed with a right uppercut. Sure as God made out.
Under a minute remaining in the 10th round.
Come on, fight this guy to get out. Don't hold him, Joe. Don't hold him. Right.
The other referee, Richard Steele, saying, don't hold him, Dokes. That's happening more and more frequently as a tired Michael Dokes hangs on.
Dokes must be telling the referee it's okay for you, but not for me.
Good right by Dokes there at the end of that clinch. See how Dokes is dropping his hands lower and lower, but he flicks them up from his waist. The left especially effective. Weaver pushed him out. Comes right after him. 20 seconds to go on the round.
Yeah, because Dokes is falling in and grabbing him, Don. And that's what he's trying to do. So Weaver's getting a little rough in there himself.
Just 5 seconds to go in the 10th round. So for Dokes, he's heading into overtime in the 11th round. Takes a good shot at the bell to end round number 10. And Leandra Riley is with an old friend of yours, Angelo Dundee, Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali, your thoughts on the fight so far? Who are you rooting for?
Well, I'm surprised that Mike Weaver is doing much better. I think Michael Dokes got him by luck the first time and then showed him because Weaver's doing much better. I think he's ahead now.
If you could give some advice to Michael Dokes at this time, what would you tell him?
Well, I would tell him to keep his distance and just jab and move, stay out of range, because when Weaver's in close, he's hitting him too much. So I would just keep a distance and box him from long range.
Thank you very much, Muhammad Ali, for your thoughts. Don?
Well, good advice, except for one thing. Is Dokes got enough energy left to do the things that Ali wanted him to, especially stick and move?
Well, when you're that young, Don, you never know what you can do, your own capabilities, because you can suck it up and really let it all hang out, because youth covers a lot of ill things you do in boxing.
Weaver has 12, 13, 15 round experience in the heavyweight division, but Dokes has not gone this far in his career before the 11th round. Neither man terribly active the last couple of years either. But the conditioning of Weaver beginning to pay off here as this fight progresses now into an 11th round. Remember, we've got Page and Snipes and Holmes and Witherspoon. More great heavyweight action to come tonight.
And I think you're going to have a lot of surprises, Don, because this is one of the surprises.
Not surprising you.
Well, no. I'm looking at it as, you know, in a professional standpoint. I knew Mike Weaver was hitting the ball. I know Michael Dokes wasn't doing what he's supposed to be doing. So you cannot train and keep late hours. You cannot train and trying to do everything but train. You got to do one thing.
Weaver rips the left hand to stop the dancing of Dokes. Dokes leans in on him now.
Dokes is dancing without direction. And you're dancing
aimlessly.
Aimless, no reason. I mean, you got to dance and then let a shot go and get out of there. That was a good move.
Got up at his toes and ripped the left hand to Weaver. Again, the Weaver jab, the left hand being flicked out. Missing with a lunging right hand.
See, Michael's got to stop Weaver from coming in like he's doing. Now, I don't know if the guys in the corner are going to give him the stool in the next round, because he's not doing nothing to keep Mike Weaver off.
Jab, jab. That's Weaver's policy, as he is the aggressor pursuing Michael Dokes around this Las Vegas ring.
Think about Mike Weaver. He's not even breathing. He's just breathing nice and easy, steady pace.
A lot of the jabs that Dokes is throwing in a counter-punching sense are back at his heels. They haven't got all that much sting to them because he's been in reverse gear almost since the second round. Less than 30 seconds to go, and this is the 11th round.
No fight's never won till the final tabulations. I'm a firm believer of that. He's got to win it decisively, Mike Weaver, because you just can't sit back and say, hey, I'm winning the fight. He's going to win the fight, because it never happens that way.
That's what a challenger always has to do, as Weaver mistimed that punch and lunged into the ropes. He wants to dethrone a champion. It better be decisive. He wants to judge his attention. That'll do it for the 11th round. Black Weaver.
So 11 rounds gone. Bob, does it from now on become a question of stamina? And who's got the more, do you think?
Well, I don't altogether go with the commentators when they're putting so much accent on Dokes fading. He's certainly fading. He's been fading over 6 rounds and he's still there. Weaver has got a record of fading rather rapidly towards the end of these long bouts. Certainly, I think that cost him his crack, winning the title against Holmes, had he not faded. The bout in South Africa, he fell away at the end. And I think he's looking very tired too, because he's had his chances to finish it. It's still anyone's fight.
So still 4 rounds to go. Remember, this is a 15-round title fight between Michael Dokes and Mike Weaver, the WBA championship. And this is action from towards the end of round 11. All set now for round 12.
I think a very well winning round.
Dokes on his feet ahead of Weaver. 12th round underway.
Don, the corner instruction of Weaver was excellent. Don Manuel told him, don't load up, let your shots go. You're not cutting them off. You got to back them up. You're making them go round the circle. You got to cut the guy off, let your shots go. Don't load up. Don't look for one big punch.
Good right by Dokes there at the end of that exchange as Weaver sends a long blow, marginally low, to the midsection of Michael Dokes.
Body shots definitely hurting Michael Dokes. That left hip he hit him was like a liver shot, and that really took the legs out from underneath of Michael Dokes.
Particularly at this stage, the 12th round of a fight. We repeat that Dokes has never gone this long in his professional career. Just 24, the experienced Mike Weaver at 30. Knows what he has to do here in the late going.
I think Mike Weaver's going to wait. As soon as Michael Dokes slaps his head, he's going to nail him with a left uppercut. Because Michael's putting his head right out there for him to nail. And it's a cardinal sin. Never put your head first, your hands first.
A little less spring in the step of Michael Dokes again in this 12th round.
And he's getting a little sluggish. Getting a little sluggish down.
Come on, punch it down.
Let's face it, Weaver's got to be tiring too, but he's in far better condition.
I think, Don, you're the boxing expert. It just happened. I seen where Weaver was slowing up.
And he caught a couple of good shots there, the left and the right from Michael Dokes. I don't care who you are, what shape you're in, you got to be tired after a bruising battle like this into the 12th round.
Especially under these conditions. The heat's got to take its toll on the fighters. They're sweating profusely. They come in sweating, and therefore they can't. All the water going out of the body. You and I both know there's plenty of liquid in your system, but it takes a lot of strength away from you also.
The guy lost half a gallon out here in the sun this afternoon. Not humid, but very, very hot. Less than 30 seconds to go in this 12th round. Low blow, it appeared, from Weaver.
Keep him up, keep him up. Don't hold it, don't hold it. Step back, Brett. Step back, you guys.
Steele saying, you guys, step back. Listen to me, will you? He's earning his pay, the referee. Less than 5 seconds to go in the 12th round. Combination at the bell by Michael Dokes to end round 12. Now let's go to Chris Schenken and Lou Gossett.
The number 1 and number 2 ranked contenders yet to come: Greg Page, Ronaldo Snipes. Dokes, Weaver. Later on, Larry Holmes defending his title against unbeaten Tim Witherspoon. The sun is starting to set, going behind those barren martins. It's cooling down considerably. That might help them.
Yet still, I'd hate to be any of those DIs. I don't want to be a DI to any of those guys.
No way. So from high atop at a comfortable position, down where the heat is, ringside Don Chevrier.
Yeah, we'll have it nice and cool for you, Chris, when you get down here for the Holmes Witherspoon bout. And that's the scene here in Las Vegas. The sun's setting finally after a hot, hot day on the Nevada desert. Well, in that 12th round, there was good action. Michael Dokes got a good right hand out, and then Mike Weaver got perhaps the best punch of that round out, that liver shot that Angelo Dundee talked about.
Mike Dokes was getting very arm weary. He had his special trainer come into the ring. I don't know who the guy is, but he's a massage guy because he was rubbing his arms furiously. He's really getting arm weary. He can't get his arms up.
A new experience for him. Into a 13th round now. I have Weaver ahead at this stage, ever so slightly, and I think if he can hold and continue to do what he has done the last 5 or 6 rounds, he'll be all right. I think that Dokes has got to do something rather spectacular here to make sure of this win. Angela, how do you feel about it?
I feel it's a very close fight myself. I think these next 3 rounds we very well can tell the winner of this fight. I think Weaver's slightly ahead.
His earlier cuts of no consequence now.
You notice that the way the foot grabbed that time on that lead in the middle, that Budweiser sign? They painted that sign with lead paint, and every time the guys try to slide forward, their feet will grab. And that just happened to Mike Weaver. Body shots are really taking their toll on Michael Dokes. He just got nailed a couple of good body shots, a left hook and a right hand to the body. And he's really sucking for wind, the kid. And he's really blowing.
A key point you made earlier, the body shots, the most telling of all, the most wearing of all, into the late rounds of a fight such as this. Passion for holding from the referee, Richard Steele, to Michael Dokes. Snapping left hand thrown out. Now a good body shot thrown by Michael Weaver as Dokes retaliates, counter-punching off the ropes and leaning into him.
Michael really got hurt with those shots that time. And really, you see, he can't even get his hands up, the poor kid. And if he gets dropped this round, it wouldn't surprise me, Don.
He's got a little over a minute to get through this 13th round. Dokes very arm-weary now. Got right a long time in arriving. Not much snap to his punches, but he's got heart. He continues to throw at Weaver, who continues to keep coming after him.
Richard's saying, watch your head, because poor Michael Dokes is going in and try to grab, that's all, with the head first.
He's coming in low all the time with it. Less than 30 seconds remaining in the 13th round. Both men have been hurt, but not down.
Notice Michael Weaver still keeps the same pace, slow.
Much faster hand speed throughout this bout, in particular now. Although Dokes did get a good right off there. And there's the bell to end the 13th. 2 to go to decide the WBA Heavyweight Championship here in Las Vegas. And I'm with you, Angela.
So Michael Dokes, the younger man, by 6 years. He's fighting in the white trunks, but Bob, he looks the one who's running out of steam fastest.
Yes, he does, but if he can get on it, he's only got 2 rounds to last. If he can get on his bike and bang that left jab out, which he should have been doing right from the second round, I mean, one gets the very clear impression he's the better man, and that his lack of condition has been the closing of the gap throughout this thing. But it's still anyone's bout, really. Weaver did come on a little stronger that round, but it was a round that I made square.
Dokes has had his hands down very low for the last couple of rounds, hasn't he?
He's, as one of the commentators observed, he certainly wants to win still. He's calling upon, beyond the reserves now, and if one of them can land a good blow, particularly Weaver, well, and tip the other fellow over, that may be the turning point, but it's anyone's bout still.
13th round underway. 14th.
Johnny Taco is trying to keep him facing the sun, but there's no sun out there actually to bother anybody. I think the best thing Taco said was hit him in the belly, and he did a good job on the guy's cut. Where the body shots are taking his toll on Michael Dokes. And you know what the old story is, the body don't move, the head does.
Ripping left hand made contact from Mike Weaver that time.
Best shot was the body shot. He missed the left hook, missed the right hand. The left hook to the body landed.
And that backed Dokes up all the more. Actually, Dokes, considering the fact that he's a little soft on conditioning, you can see that, is doing very well. Hanging in here.
Dokes has got nothing. Dokes is fighting on guts, courage that he's got plenty of.
A lot of it.
And he has nothing in there, actually. No sting, no bounce, no nothing.
There certainly isn't much sting. Those punches coming from a retreating position off his heel, not having much effect. But they're scoring blows when he lands them. Weaver there lashing out the left again, missing with the right hand.
Weaver's making a mistake of looking for one punch. Should go underneath like he's doing there. Really dig down because that's the shot he's hurting him with.
Midway in the 14th. The body punches that certainly Dokes. He wades in again with the left, follows to the right to the head.
Mike Weaver's literally running at the guy to get the shot. And Dokes is smart enough to wrap him up and tie him up because otherwise he's going to catch those shots downstairs.
There he grabs him again. A little over a minute to go on the 14th.
Yeah, Michael Dokes is really hurting him there. Every shot he's getting hit right now is hurting him.
Dokes reaching down for a reserve of second wind that has been a long time in coming, and he hasn't found it yet.
In boxing is no extra gas tank. You can't cover up. You got to go in there completely conditioned.
Again, leaning in on Mike Weaver. That's about all he can do, is the crowd now booing him a little bit for that. The man is exhausted. Less than 30 seconds to go in the 14th round. And the judges have to be impressed with the freshness of Weaver, the crispness, and the fact that Dokes is hanging on a lot of these later rounds.
Dokes is actually grabbing and putting his arm down to his side so he won't get hurt with those body shots.
Trying to protect himself there, but a couple have gotten through. There's the bell. The 14th round is over. Michael Dokes, look how slowly he makes his way back to that corner. So glad to find that stool waiting for him.
You have got to fight, and your hands has got to move. I need this round. You understand what I'm saying? When he throw one, you got to throw four. You got to have the best round this round. Captain, we need this round. You got to finish strong. You understand? You got to have this round. Hold it.
That is pretty sound advice, that you need this round if you're going to win. But will this round be enough for Dokes to win now? I think Weaver has widened his lead.
Breathe one up. Breathe in. Deep one up. Up. Deep one up.
The body shots have been punishing ones. And again, it was Weaver with the most effective blow, the left to the body of Michael Dokes. You saw him lean in again, wearily to hang on. Dokes on his stool, getting up slowly as the 15th round is underway. Good left thrown early by Weaver. Dokes trying to find some energy to throw those 4 punches to 1. His corner urged him to do.
Weaver's going to try to keep him busy. Dokes is going to try to flurry and keep out of danger.
Weaver appears to be leading here. But remember, when he was behind at Johnny Tate, had to have a knockout to win in the 15th round. He got one. He looks every bit as fresh here. These two look like they're back in round 1 right now.
Yeah, Weaver's a puncher, pure puncher, and if he get a shot in there, you'll liable to see Dokes go down.
And I would think that Dokes needs the big knockout punch if he's going to hold on to his title here in the 15th.
Yeah, Dokes has definitely got to hold on, but he's going to fall down because completely exhausted. Admirable that he's staying up.
Chopping right. Now the left to the body. A telling blow by Mike Weaver. Raining punches all over Dokes. There's the right to the side of the head by Weaver. Dokes not faring well in this exchange. Wildly missing now.
If I were Weaver, Don, I wouldn't be gambling like that.
No.
Cover up, let your body shots go. Forget about gambling.
I think he may have it wide. He can afford to perhaps go into a conservative shell now rather than risk what he's doing at the present time.
I tell you, the heads have been coming into play. Weaver has a big hematoma over his right eye. He's very lucky this is the 15th round.
Halfway through it. Michael Dokes with a big heart, game as can be, going now 5 rounds longer than he ever has before, trying to hang on to his title.
I'm surprised that Dokes doesn't have a big lump on his head because it's strictly a clash of heads. And that hematoma over Mike Weaver's right eye is a very bad thing, and he's very lucky it is the 15th round.
Time on his side now, not on Dokes.
Big swelling over the right eye caused by budding. It's like the blood rushing into one spot over the eye.
Surprised we haven't seen it before now, the way their heads have been coming together. Crowd chanting Weaver.
Also, the big lump created when you blow your nose because the air gets under the tissues and this causes the swelling.
Referee slept almost kind of in the middle of that exchange. 25 seconds to go on the fight. The WBA championship at stake. And it looks now as though indeed, after the early knockout and the fight being stopped, it will go the distance. A tremendous punishment taken by Dokes there from Weaver. A good right by Dokes in retaliation. These two are going to go at it right down to the final seconds of the 15th and final round. And it has gone the distance. It'll be in the hands now of the three judges, Harold Letterman, Larry Hazard, and Jerry Roth, to decide whether Michael Weaver has regained the championship or Michael Dokes gets to keep the crown he won.
And Don, like I always say, I'm glad I'm not a judge.
Well, as we talked about scoring philosophies, we'll look here now as Dokes came with a snapping right on that 15th round, but overall took the worst of it from Weaver, I thought, on the 15th by far. So do you go with the guy who was the aggressor steadily following his plan, Weaver, or to go with the guy who was counterpunching, backpedaling, Michael Dokes?
That was the best round of the fight, that last round. They really made it hang out. Great shots thrown at each other, both gambling.
The first 30 seconds in round 1, the last 30 seconds in round 15, the best action all the way along. But you've got to give Weaver a lot of credit. The man, no matter which way it goes, can hold his head high as he came back in search of his title. He's erased that 63-second effort once and for all. And Dokes, you got to admire his heart. The man simply had an empty gas tank from round 9 on. Where he found enough to get through, I don't know, but was effective at times, even though he was exhausted in the final few rounds.
It wouldn't surprise me to see that Dokes may have a rib separation or a broken rib.
He took enough body shots to perhaps have that happen. Interesting fight. The most interesting part for me was the fact that it was Weaver who lunged at Dokes at the beginning of the first round, not the other way around. Dokes is a tired boxer right now. 24 years of age. He has earned his big paycheck tonight as champion. The question is, will he be fighting as champion the next time? Or will Michael Weaver, this man, be again the WBA's heavyweight boxing champion? We'll know very shortly as the judges' scorecards are being collected here at ringside in Las Vegas, Nevada, right in behind the Dunes Hotel. Much more comfortable conditions now will prevail for Greg Page and Ronaldo Snipes, and then later on for Larry Holmes and Tim Witherspoon as they contest the WBC title.
Don, you know what kills me? I look at all these guys in the ring and say, where did they come from? They're not helping the fighter. The fighter's there. They're leaning all over him. Don't need those guys.
There's a mob in the ring, and the man in the center of it all is Jimmy Lennon, the ring announcer. Here's the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a majority decision in this WBA Heavyweight Championship fight. I will read the point totals for you. At 145 to 141, Jerry Roth votes in favor of Michael Dokes. Ladies and gentlemen, he is overruled by Larry Hazard, who scores at 144 to 144. Harold Lederman, 143 to 143. A majority decision. It is even a draw.
Draw?
No.
So that means that Michael Dokes will retain the championship, and of all the fights I ever saw, this one I did not figure to end in a draw.
No, I couldn't see that. There was no splitting hairs. Either one guy won the round or the other guy won the round.
You have two judges who had it even, and you had one judge with a 4-point spread for Dokes.
Yeah,
145 to 141 was the first judge, and then 144, 144, 143, 143. Jerry Roth, the Nevada judge, was the one who gave the 4-point advantage to Michael Dokes. So the draw enables Dokes amazingly to retain his championship over Mike Weaver. We'll be back with more from Las Vegas, Nevada, right after this.
Well, all that, Bob, for a draw. Can you believe it?
Yes, it was not a pretty fight, but it certainly was a hard fight. Look, it wasn't that silly a decision. It didn't surprise me, and I said as much as you know, don't be surprised if they give it to Dokes, because although he looked tired and weary, and you realised he wasn't in the condition he should have been and that, he still scored blows throughout, and I think it was probably an acceptable verdict. One feels sorry for Weaver. Undoubtedly there'll be a rematch, and I would say that you'll see a very fit Dokes take him very comfortably.
Yeah, that perhaps was the reason that Dokes lost the fight. He didn't prepare himself well enough for this fight, did he?
No, he didn't, and that was abundantly clear, and you heard the commentators, and he won that fight through sheer courage. I mean, when his body was gone on him from about the 10th round.
The information we have now is that the fight between Larry Holmes and